What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be looking at the road to the final, Sancho. And I did this card right at the start of the game, and to be honest, I didn't really like him. I can see why people do like him, and just because my playstyle doesn't necessarily work with him, it doesn't mean he's a bad player. It just means, obviously, there's more people that personally I prefer over in that position. Looking at this card, I think in general with the road to the finals, they've done really well. They've done really well with picking the right amount of people and the right meta people as well. I think last year they went a bit, some were decent, some weren't really worth anything. Looking at obviously Borussia Dortmund as a whole in the Champions League, can they get through a lot of rounds? Probably not, but can they get through at least the knockouts? More than likely. They're currently sitting on 7 points with Barca on 8 and Inter only on 4. Gives them a good chance of getting through. That is the be all and end all. That's the main thing you want to think about with this. It means Jadon Sancho will go up from an 86 to an 87, and his stats already are relatively decent. He's had a nice upgrade of 1 pace, 5 shooting, 2 passing, 1 dribbling. How many is that? 3 defending and also 3 physical. So a nice upgrade for him. He is 261k on the Xbox at this moment in time and 265 on the PlayStation. I can see that obviously dropping as the week goes ahead, and then probably rising that little bit when they go out of packs, but not too much. And then every so often he will probably rise out of the knockout stage because he'll go up, and then more than likely they will drop more and more as obviously the Champions League is spread over so long. Thinking of the best possible kind of outcome for him, he can go up 6 ratings. So Sancho can go from an 86 to a 92 rated. That would be absolutely phenomenal. That would turn the card and my review would be completely gone. That would be incredible. Saying that, is Dortmund likely to get to the final? Probably not. It would be a major upset, we know this. More than likely, I'm kind of seeing a 1-2 upgrade on Sancho, maybe even squeezing a third out of it, all depending on, obviously, if they win their first round in the knockouts. That is a possibility. If they don't win their first leg, or the first leg of it, they don't go up by 2, they'll just go up by 1. So, obviously, that would then allow him to only go up to a 91 only if they do win it. Going into some of his stats though, he is a 5-star skiller, which is always fantastic. 4-star weak foot, he is right-footed, standing at 5'11", with a medium attack rate and a low defensive. So the medium's okay, to be honest. If you're playing him up front, you just stay up front and it's fine. He doesn't come back, he's got a low defensive. Personally, he is more of a right wing than a right mid, in my opinion. Obviously, dribbling stats, passing stats, pace stats are absolutely up there. 89 pace with 90 acceleration. You can't argue with that. A very quick player nonetheless. Dribbling wise, and it's a weird one with him, because I always imagine he's got 92 agility and 91 balance, which, don't get me wrong, his dribbling is absolutely sublime, but he doesn't feel as easy as for instance like Neymar, as Sterling. They're very smaller players with high agility, high balance, and a very nice kind of dribble on him. With Sancho, it seems a little bit more clunkier than them. Obviously, I'm not saying that he's a clunky dribbler in general, but compared to like the Neymar, a big comparison right there. But like Sterling, very similar rating to Sterling, and obviously quite a little bit more of a price to Sterling. Sterling seems that bit more agile than him, and personally I think the stats couldn't be any higher for Sancho. So it is a bit concerning that is maybe just how he dribbles. He is quick, he is good on the ball. 80 composure has always been his downfall, and it was the same last year with his team of the season. Really high stat card, but the composure was absolute garbage. And again this year, I don't get how they can sit there and actually put his composure so low with actually how good Sancho is in real life. But that's just for argument's sake. That will obviously go up when he does go up in the Champions League. 83 positioning, 83 finishing, 72 shot power. Personally, that is something I'd be looking to upgrade if I was looking at a chem style. Passing wise as well, again, I think personally for me, you're looking at Deadeye if you want like a right mid, right wing. If you wanted more of a striker in this card, because I know people do use him as a striker, again, I'd be looking at that. Potentially, you could go with maybe a Hunter to really max out that pace. Personally, I wouldn't bother with that. I don't think it's necessary. Marksman is another one you could go for. That would obviously get his dribbling up a little bit. Sniper, I think, would be a bit of an overkill because his dribbling's already pretty high. But personally for me, I would say Deadeye has always been the best stat to get him up there. It turns him into a 91 right wing and a really nice card overall. Looking at a few of his kind of other stats, 80 stamina, 61 strength is a little bit low, and then pretty much everything else is very average. Passing wise, you're looking maybe good at short pass, and long pass isn't really fantastic. And like I say, on the ball, absolutely incredible. He's really, really nice going down the wing, very, very quick. Shooting wise, I weren't too pleased with him. I thought he muffled a lot of shots, and that is always something you don't want, especially if you're going in foot champs with this sort of card. You want to make sure that you're actually on it, and he's going to be able to score probably at least 8 or 9 times out of 10 if you are through on goal. Very good assister of anything, really. I think coming down the wing, and obviously this meta is coming down a wing, cutting in, passing across goal. That is always something that's good in this game, and obviously he can do that. Pace-wise, he's got the pace to get around the defenders. Obviously, a lot of people are using very, very pacey left wing-back and right wing-backs because that's just the meta. When it comes to centre-backs, I think he just absolutely dices them. Van Dijk is struggling all over the shop with his pace. Obviously, if you do get caught on the dribble, maybe you're kind of turning too much, he will get tackled very easily, and that's something just in general with this game. You keep turning, you don't make your mind up, they will tackle you because that is just the way to do it. If you stay in one position for too long, you find that you can't get the ball out your feet quick enough. But looking as an overall for this card, is he a good investment for your road to the final team or a road to the final card? Personally, I think he's probably one of the quick wins. I'd probably get him just before he goes out of packs, so you get him at the very lowest price, and then probably sell him around the knockout stage because you're going to make about, probably not much, but you'll make a little bit of coins because he will go up. After that, I think it's a massive risk choosing BVB. It all depends on how the grouping stage pans out, who they're going to get in the next round. If they do get second, it means they'll be taking a top tier team next, which again for Borussia Dortmund, is it a shot to really get? You'll be putting a lot of money on the line because if they don't, we've seen what happened last year with like Aurier. He dropped like an absolute madman when they did eventually kind of go down in the middle of the game. Luckily they did manage to go up because they made it to the final, but that brief second he lost like 50 to 60k. Can you afford to do that with this Sancho? So going into the overall with him, 6 out of 10 for value for coins for me. I think he is good for coins if he manages to go up at least 2 or 3. If he goes up 1, I'd probably stick with my bet. You probably make 20 to 30k off him if you bought him at his lowest price. I can see him going down to probably 230, 240, but nothing more than that. Foot champs, personally I think there's better options. I really like Ousmane Dembele and Sterling in this game, and they are a hell of a lot cheaper. So for me, I'm only giving him a 7 out of 10. It may be a bit harsh on him, and I am very critical with Sancho because I feel like he could be better. I feel like he should be better. I don't know why personally it's my game style that he potentially isn't good with. And then overall I'm giving him a 7 out of 10. And like I said, the few good players that he's actually who are better than him, obviously Salah's amazing. You've got Messi, who's probably one of the best right wings in the game. You got Sterling, Dembele. I'd probably say he's better than Pepe in the Arsenal team. Gnabry, he's better than him personally. There is a few that obviously you can juggle with, and they're very similar, very, very similar in what they can actually do. But overall, I was happy with him. I think investment-wise, probably when is it his lowest, if you want to really risk them coins. I don't know what they're going to do from now until the knockout stage. Could they drop even more, or do you reckon they will stay around about the same price until we start seeing them teams fall out? That's always something that you've got to be careful of. If you kind of sleep on this card, and with any of the road to finals, if you sleep on them and don't realise that they're in your club, and then they do get knocked out, you're looking at at least a 50% loss, because once they're out of there, that's it. They don't become any valuable to anybody now, unless anybody just wants them in the card. He is, I think, one of the highest rated right mids in the Bundesliga, so that is always something for him. But when Gnabry kind of clocks in and starts getting some higher rated cards, that's when the value of him will start to drop. And obviously Gnabry's has been linked with getting Player of the Month for Bundesliga this week, so we could see a high rated Gnabry right there. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe down below, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.